welcome to my channel. For those of you that don't know, I'm Dawn, I'm the Reclusive Crafter, and it is No Waste Wednesday. I have got in my stash, so it's going to be a bit of a twofold thing really, because I'm using up bits and pieces, but I'm also using scraps as well. I have in my stash lots and lots and lots, and when I say lots, probably about 4,000 postcards of all denominations, themes, designs, pictures, peoples, literally everything. And I use them quite frequently in my journals, especially this type of thing. I think these are absolutely stunning. I love these, and in the vintage journals they are just perfect for just slotting in for extra journal space. So I have things like that, but I also have things like this, which honestly I probably would never use in a journal. So yeah, this, I mean, they're lovely in their own right, and I'm sure people have bought them and used them and sent them, you know, when they've been on holiday and things over the years, but it's just not something that I would use in a journal really, or in any of my crafting as they are. Now, in addition to having loads of those, as crafters we all end up with boxes like this of bits and pieces that, you know, just again just sitting around, and we just add to it and add to it and add to it. So today I thought I would combine the two, and I thought I'd make either some journal cards for slotting in, or some pockets. Yeah, or maybe even cut them down and use them as long thin tags actually. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing today, guys. So yeah, if you're up for just doing a little bit of a craft along and just staying here for a little bit of a chat and see how things go, I'd love to have you stay with me, and let's get on and see what we can produce. So these little bits here, you may recall, anybody that saw my video on Daphne's diary, I can't remember if I've done one or two of them actually. I think I may have done two, thinking about it. I pulled these out of Daphne's diary, and they were literally just like the borders around the pages. Very, very pretty, but these are absolutely ideal for what I want to, or what I've got in my mind today. I'm also going to be using up some other little bits and pieces as well. So I'm going to pull some stuff out. And see, I have got things in mind that I want to do. So I've got a clear plan of how I'd like it to look when it's done. Whether or not it actually ends up that way, who knows? So I'm going to be using these little bits here as well. I'm just pulling out some bits that I know, or that I think, I don't know that I know, but I think will work rather nicely. Nicely. How are we all doing today? Are we all doing good? Midway through the week, yay. We love hump day, don't we? Not that it makes any odds to me anymore, but yeah, we love it anyway. Right, I think I've got enough to be going on with there, and I'm just going to make a start. And this is literally just going to be a glue session, which is fab. Love doing things that don't take a lot of brain power. So I'm going to start with this one, and I think I'm going to do it in that way. And the first thing I'm going to do is a little kind of a weave thing on here. I think that was my original thought. So I'm going to glue down the first bit. Like that. Oh, I better get some glue page under there. Let me find something that's not going to blind you all to death, and also detract from what you're looking at. What have I got? I'm just going to get a plain bit of paper. I didn't think about that, because I know what I can use. Bear with. I have a huge roll of this stuff, and this was from IKEA, And it's just kiddies drawing paper, basically. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut some of that off and just lay that under what I'm doing. Oh, sorry for the noise, that's horrible, isn't it? I'm just going to cut that off and lay that under what I'm doing so I don't get glue all over my mat, because that's not great. There we go. And that's probably glued or dried exactly where I didn't really want it now. But hey ho, mustn't grumble. There we go. Okay, first bit down. And is that bit long enough? Just. I'm kind of thinking now that that bit's not glued right, so I'm just going to cut that off and just do that bit again, because I was busy getting my bit of paper sorted and it's glued where I... Oh dear, something's just fallen down the back of my desk again. Story of my life, that, isn't it? Oh, to have a large, wide desk. I live in dreams, but hey ho, I'm a firm believer in things come to those that wait. There we go. Right, and we're off. Okay. Okie dokie. So, there we go. And now I want one of the little pretty bits. And it doesn't matter that they're going over the edge, because I'm going to trim this up anyhow. Oops. So, yeah, we're going to have a little trim up. So, Wednesday hump day, what are you all up to? Are you at work? Are you enjoying it? Do you like your jobs? What do you do? Do you do anything exciting? This one I am going to cut down a little bit, because these are a bit too wide for what I'm looking to achieve. There we go. And you may notice that actually this is a cut off from the Georgian Romance journal, but when they're cut down to that sort of size, who knew? There we go. Another bit on there. Smasheroons. Let's do another little bit of this. So, I'm not really, yeah, not got a lot to tell you about today, really. There's not a lot going on. The weather is just abysmal, and it has been for what feels like months and months and months now, really. Don't know quite what's going on with it, but it doesn't bother me, but I know it bothers some people. Some people suffer with that SAD, don't they? Fortunately, I don't. It doesn't bother me at all. I know my brother is affected by it. And I know my poor brother-in-law likes to get out and do stuff and can't when the weather's like this. So he gets really fed up. But do you know what? My motto is, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. So you might as well just get on with it. Is that long enough? Oh, just look at that. That just fits. Yeah, I've got a few birthdays coming up. I've already told you. I've made the cards. A few birthdays coming up in February. I've got... What have I got? I've got my sister, my sister-in-law, and my granddaughter's birthday coming up in February. I have got... That's not very straight, is it? Not that it really matters, but I'm just going to straighten this bit up a little bit, I think. And I'm trying to think if I've forgotten anything. I know Valentine's Day is obviously coming up. Oh, my sister's anniversary. There we go. Did I mention that one? Yeah, I've also got my sister's anniversary. Yeah, that's on Valentine's Day, actually. And I have got, I think that's about it for February. which I think is quite enough. And then in March, I think I've got my other sister-in-law's birthday. Is it March or May? It might be May actually. I need to check my my calendar and see. My sister-in-law, bless her heart, who's in, I think it is May actually, thinking about it. In May, bless her. I always forget, and it's their anniversary as well. And it's just one of those that always escapes my memory, which is really bad. Right, okay, so we have got first layer done. All right, alrighty. Now what we're gonna do, we are going to do a little bit of weaving. So, and again, this doesn't need to be perfect. We're going over, under, over and under. That goes over, so that one wants to go under there. Fiddly, huh? But what a great way to use up some bits and pieces and make it into something that is actually going to be usable, which will be fab. And that's that one. I haven't got my dog up here today. I've told him to do one because he's being a nuisance again. He's been out for a nice long walk this morning. And I'm just going to glue these bits down so that they don't move. Might be nice to have them straight, Dawn, mightn't it? There we go. That's straight. That's straight enough for me, kiddos. Straight enough for me. Okay, yeah, so he's been out for his walk, but he's in that yeah, he doesn't really know what he wants to do mode again. Okay, so that one goes under there like that. That one will go under there. Nope, what have I done? Over, under, over. Oh, I've done that wrong. Jeeps. Oh, do you know what? I don't really care. It won't even notice. Let's pretend we meant to do it, eh? Let's just pretend. I bet you were all shouting at me saying you've got that wrong. You haven't done it right. Never mind, eh? There we go. Okay. That's all right. I don't mind that. A deliberate mistake, that's what we'll call that. Or a happy mistake. Yeah. Okay. What else have we got? I'm running out of bits. Is that long enough? That is long enough. I'm just going to cut this up into a few little strips because I want to use this up. Isn't this pretty? And this was just out of the magazine, which is just lovely. I mean, what a shame for somebody just to throw that away and not make use of it. Right then, let's just pop a little dab of glue there. And now we're going to go under. Yes, we are. We're going under, thank you. Over. Over. This one wants to go under. And this one wants to go under. As does this little one here. And this little one here. Ta-da! Little dab of glue, keep it in place. Tra-la-la. Okay. That is that one done. Next. And now we are going to, it's probably a little bit too plain. Let's use this one. Okay, just going to pop a little bit of glue on there. I'm going to stick it out the top because that doesn't really matter. Just line it up a little bit so that we've got it there. And now we're going to pull that there and pull that there. Put that there. There we go. That's that one in place. So this would be a lovely little project when you're sitting in front of the telly, because you don't really need to give it a lot of thought. So you're sitting in front of the telly, you're watching one of your favourite programmes, and you're just gluing bits together. So, you know, there's no real thought process goes into it. It all comes together rather nicely. And what you'll end up with at the end of it is a postcard that potentially you would never have used, and some scraps that could have potentially ended up in the bin. Hang on, where are we? Under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Yeah, so yeah, scraps that, you know, you wouldn't otherwise use that would have ended up in the bin. And what you will hopefully end up with is a delightful little journal card or pocket or something that you're going to be able to make use of in your journals. And this is junk journaling, I guess, in its true form, because effectively this would have all been just junk that you'd have just thrown away, because the postcards you wouldn't have used. If you'd have received it through the post, you know, you'd have looked at it, thought, yeah, very nice, and thrown it away. But by doing this, I'm just going to find another a different piece. Is that bit long enough? Or just, yes, and that's very pretty too. So we are going to use that. So yeah, just making use of what you have. And this is my ethos for 2006. God, went back in time there. That was a bit of a wibble, wasn't it? Yeah, just my ethos is going to be to use up my bits and stop buying stuff, and just adding to bits and pieces that will just never see the light of day. And it's amazing what you can do with what you've got, just with a little bit of thought, a little bit of planning, just building up your stash. Or when I say your stash, building up your ephemera type stash that you can use in your journals. Do you know, I've gone wrong there as well, haven't I? I'm such a donut, aren't I? How has that happened? I see. Actually, do you know what? I actually quite like that the odd one is not where it should be. That's my excuse anyway, and I'm sticking to it. Yes, sirree. Oh well, best laid plans and all. It's because I'm jibby jabbering. When I'm saying that you don't need to think about it, it's just as well really that you can make these little faux pas errors and just get away with it, isn't it? Absolutely. And I've just thought I have not done something. Let me just put my recording light on, because I've got one now. I got it for Christmas, for those of you that don't know, and I love it, but I keep forgetting to put it on. It just stops my other half walking in when I'm doing videos. Bless him. Not that he walks into my office very often, but sometimes I get a little tap on the door. Are you busy? But now I have my little recording lights that I can put on, and he doesn't come in. It's fab, isn't it? Love it. Okay. How are we doing? I think we're doing really good, actually. Lovely. It's looking nice, huh? Like that. What we got left? We've probably got about 2 more left. Diddly diddly dum. That's card. I really want paper rather than card. Have I got any more papery bits in here? Let me. Oh yes, that's pretty, isn't it? let's use this one. Just going to cut, oh, there's a little bit stuck on there, we don't want that. Just going to use this little bit of lacy effect, because that's rather nice, isn't it? So, has anybody actually been along and looked at my video for my Georgian romance novel? It's fab. Do go along and take a look. I'd be really pleased if you did and tell me what you think. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed but you like what you see, feel free to subscribe to it. It's free, there's no charge, costs you absolutely nothing. And if you hit the little bell, you'll get notifications when I put new videos up. I generally do videos on a Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. So I do Mishmash Monday, I do No Waste Wednesday and Stash Busting Saturday. And yeah, they seem to be working okay. But I'd love some more subscribers to help make the channel a little bit more interesting and interactive. I've gone a bit crooked on that one. I wonder if I can just pull that up and just move it over a tad without it messing everything up too much. Might be able to. I might have just, there we go. Okay, let me just glue that bit down there. I can always trim it, it's not the end of the world. I've got a little mark there. Yeah, so so if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't been along and had a look at my other little bits, just put that on the wrong side, go along, tell me what you think. Is there anything you'd like to see me do? I ask that quite frequently. I don't really get any suggestions, so I'm guessing what I'm doing is either enough or you just ain't bothered, and that's fine too. We can't all like the same thing, can we? That one needs to go under that little bit there. More to the story, make sure that you've got enough to lift up. There we go. And that one goes under there. Let me just glue that down there. Oops, I just filled my glue bottle up. Oh my goodness, I cleaned it out. You would not believe how gloopy it was inside. It was horrible. Who knew? It's no wonder it keeps getting clogged up. Right, okay, so I'm going to pop a little bit under each of these because these are the endy bits. Might be wasting my time here, but because I'm about to trim it, maybe I should trim it first, but I don't want them moving anywhere. Right, that's that little jobbed. Okay, what do you think? I actually really like that. Let me show you what it looks like trimmed down. Drum roll. Okay, that's that one. Trim that off. Now these little bits, you could actually reuse these little bits on another project. I'm gonna glue this down after I've trimmed it as well. Okay, right, let me just get these little bitties out of the way. That one would work well. Those I can still use. And the just rip that. That I could probably make use of, as can that. But these other little bits I'm going to allow myself to dispose of. So let me just get these out of the way. Okie dokie. Right then, let's just glue this bit down. Give it a glooby-dooby-doo under there. Just throw some glue under there. Make sure the edges have got a goodly amount. Give that a little press down. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm shaking the camera. Did I make you feel seasick? Sorry. And there you have it, look. How fab is that? That is usable in any journal. So, I'm going to put a little thumb notch in there. Do I want that? That, you see, that could be a pocket. I'm going to, I think I will put a little thumb notch in there. Probably about there-ish, maybe. Maybe. Oh gosh, that's hard. I didn't think about that. Oh my goodness me, I can't cut it. Well, that worked well, didn't it, folks? And now I can't get it out. There we go. Okay, that's a scissor job. That's really hard. I gave myself a coronary trying to get it off. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, that'll do nicely, pig. And a little bit of... Ta-ta-ta-ta. Oh, don't want that colour, do we? Oh, where's my daub? Oh, it's there, look. Wasn't where it should be, folks. You see, that's what happens. It wasn't where it should be. And I'm going to do the line. Oh, is this going to work? It's a bit thick, to be fair. Is that going to work? Oh, bosh. Yay! Yay! Oh, that works okay, doesn't it? And then I'm just going to do a little corner on there. Like so. Nice, huh? Let me just throw a little bit of ink at it. There we go. Oh, I've missed that corner. That's annoying, isn't it? That's better. There. So, we went to have a look at some cookers and for a new washing machine. Because I want something. Let me just put this in here because I've taken all the time to clean this up today. And I've just left the pin out, which is crazy. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we've just gone over to, I told you before, we've gone over to metered watering. And we are now looking for, my washing machine's quite old anyway. And we're looking for a washing machine that doesn't use or that is quite cost effective on water. And sorry, I'm just looking for something to embellish this with now. Yeah, and we went out, we were looking for a cooker and a washing machine, and would you believe that, and I won't name the place that we went, but they didn't have a single cooker in stock, let alone any that we liked. They just didn't have any at all in stock. And they didn't have, oh look, that's cute, isn't it? And they didn't have any of the washing machines that we wanted to have a look at either, which I was absolutely astounded by, really, to be perfectly honest. Like that. I'm not sure I'm happy with that one. Where are... Let's have a look at some of these. Do I like him? These are from Scrimping Mummy's Floral Collections. Or most of them are, anyway. Most of them are. That's way too big. that? Oop, nearly chucked him down the back then. Bless his little heart. Come back, all is forgiven. That's not great. That's quite pretty, isn't it? Do we want him on there as well, maybe? No, that's not doing it for me. Oh dear. Here we go. Look, the embellishing always takes the longest. Drives me bonkers. I don't even know why I do it. That's quite pretty, isn't it? Maybe put some words there. That's what I'm going to do, folks. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, I better tidy up. I don't know what I've done with my words. What have I done with my words, peeps? Who knows? Who knows? So I'm looking around here to see if I can see them. And I can't. That's really weird. Where are they? Is that them? No. Someone's stolen my words. It will have been me, of course. But how have they just disappeared? They're not where they should be. Curious. Oh well. Okay. I'm going to pop that one on there. No, I'm not going to embellish this just now because I can't find what I'm looking for. That's really weird. I don't know where they've gone. So I'm just going to move on to the next thing for now. I'll maybe finish embellishing that and take a picture of it and put it in at the end so that you can have a look at it. So that is a pocket. Let me show you that on a what would be a journal page. So for instance, if you've got that, that would be quite a wide journal card there. So it could either go as a side tuck like that, or you can trim it down. If I wanted it that way, I would absolutely trim it down by a good, I would say at least 3 centimetres, maybe 1.25 inches to take that in a bit. And I take, because I've already put the thumb notch in there, I take a little bit off both sides, but that would work quite well as a side tuck. And you could do it as a side tuck from the centre out or the outside in. I think I might be inclined to trim that down actually. I didn't realise quite how big that was, but that can be utilised. I'm not sure if I'm in shot there. Yeah, you'd need to trim that down if you wanted it as a bottom part pocket, but like I say, it can go in as a side tuck, either which way, and it can be trimmed down as you want it and obviously embellished as you want it. And when I can find my bits and pieces, I might do some embellishing. So that's number 1 done. Okay, so what else can we do with these then? So we've got this one here, and what I thought we might do is, I've got this huge piece here, just cover this up. I'm going to do this one as a vertical journal card. Okay, that's quite nice. So I'm going to, oh, it's almost a perfect fit. Well, how jolly is that? So let me pop this on here. Like so. Oh, you donut, Dawn. I've just put that on completely the wrong side. So, Oh, do you know, sometimes I despair at myself. Oh, I'm going to, therefore, where is my, I'm going to, sometimes I are an idiot. So I'm just going to pop that on there. Okay, and trim that one down. Seriously, what is wrong with me some days? You're either sat there laughing your head off or shaking your head. Either which way, never mind. So, let's try that one again. We're going to pop this one on here, don't you know? Let's pop that one on there. Scribbledy, scribbledy. Look how lovely the glue's coming out when it's in a nice clean glue bottle. How smashing is that? So, top tip, keep your glue bottles clean. They work better. And that's a true story. There we go. Okay, let's pop this on here. Like that. Just make sure it's square to that edge. And then I can trim the other side up, which actually there's not a lot there to trim up, to be fair. It's all pretty good. Let me pop some glasses on so that I can see a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, so back to the story about the cooker and washing machine. So we come away without them. So I still haven't got a nice new cooker, which I desperately need actually, or a nice new washing machine to save me some money. So very disappointed with that. So we need to do a little bit more research, and maybe perhaps order out something online might be the better option. Okay, so this one, I backed that because I needed to, because I put the glue on the wrong side, but we've now got this bit here, and that can be what I'd like to do on there is, I'm just wondering if I've got some darker pieces. Oh, that would be perfect. So look at that. So this was a little idea, and you know what, I can't remember for the life of me where I saw this. It was on a YouTube video, so I'm not going to lay claim to this idea at all, because this was absolutely an idea that I was given, or say I was given, I came across on YouTube, and I thought it was such a lovely idea. I knew I was doing this today, and I thought I would incorporate this idea as well, because it's really pretty actually. So I'm going to just cut these little bits out and just make that a little bit there, and that's there may be a bit too long actually, so I'm going to cut those off a little bit there, and just have, they don't need to be all of the same size, but there or thereabouts is fine. There we go. And then at least going to put that one up what looks like the right way. That's that one. And again, just similar sort of sizes. They don't need to be exact or anything. And then just one more I think will be fine. And there we go. Okay, so that's those. And then I want a strip to go across the back. And again, it doesn't need to go across the whole thing. So I'm going to put maybe about there, and one similar sort of size there. Okay, and now I'm going to make a little fence. Pop that one across there, and this one across there. And I quite like that this is a flowered paper that I've got here, because this will work really well with this particular idea. And like I say, I apologise to the crafter who gave me, or whose video this was that I saw. But yeah, I can't remember. But ironically, she did the quilting method as well, although that's not where I got that idea from. That just kind of came to me, and then I also came across this as an extra bonus, which I thought was lovely. And then we're popping this one down here. There we go. So we've got a little fancy idea. And then what she did was she put some little flowers all around. So I've got some of those, which I think are gorgeous. And I have also got, let me grab my other bits out. Where are they? There they are. I've got a little box of flowers here. Little box of flowers here with some little bits in. And I've also got these ones here, which are a beautiful colour, aren't they? Lovely purple. So I'm going to use some of those as well, and just build up a little bit of a montage of flowers. Just going to cut those stalks off because I don't really want those. Just put a little bit of, I mean, look how lovely they go with the paper. Gorgeous, aren't they? And you can literally do this. Just pop a few little bits and pieces on, just to give it that little 3D effect, which is lovely. And then I've got these. I used these in the last project I did, the Georgian Romance one. You can play about with these as much as you like. I know they say that when you're decorating to use 3s and 5s, but again, that's not a ruling that I stick to rigidly. I'm using art glitter glue to glue these down. I'm just thinking I might have been better off actually using Fabri-Tac. But having said that, they are paper flowers, not fabric ones, so it should be okay, I think. Ooh, got it stuck to my fingers. Get off. There we go. Okay, so I've got that. Just going to bring them down a little bit further so that they don't look like they're just floating in air. And this one. And then I'm going to put up a couple of these just across the bigger ones. You can literally go on decorating these to your little heart's content. They are just so therapeutic. I love doing this sort of thing. Fiddling about. I love a little... Well, I won't say that. That was really wrong. We love playing with craft things. And I've just noticed I've got a few dark ones there, which I think I'll use. Let me see what else I've got. Let me see. What else have we got in here? Have I got anything flattish of a different coloration? I don't think so. Oh, what's in there? Oh, they're cute. I've got some of these ones too, look. How lovely. And then pop a few of those over there. Gorgeous, aren't they? These were gifted to me by my sister-in-law. She used to do, I do believe I have mentioned this before, she used to do a lot of card making. And she hasn't done any for a long time. Knows I'm heavily into crafting, as particularly journals. And she asked me if I'd like to make use of them, and I nearly snapped her hand off, if I'm honest. Yes, please. There we go. Aren't they lovely? And then these ones, I'm going to leave the stalks on these ones because... Oh, fiddly, aren't they? I'm going to bring that down there, and then I'll cut the stalk off afterwards. Oops, it's just as well it dries clear, isn't it? There we go. And maybe one more on there. So there, just put a little bit of glue down there. I need my tissue. There we go. There. Isn't that so cute? So cute. And now, that's probably a bit big, isn't it? But this was, this came off my mother's wall. She had these all across her bedroom, decorating her bedroom. And I actually quite like that. I'm going to put that on there as a tribute to my old mum, so that doesn't go to waste. It's just sitting there, it's not doing anything, and yeah, I think I'd like to use it. Oh, a splodgy of glue there, we don't want that. I'm going to pop that there. Gorgeous, isn't that lovely? And I had a little... Did I have a little word there? I did. What did I do with it, guys? I've shoved it back in the box, haven't I? Oh, no, it's here. I found it. And I'm going to pop that in there. I'm going to trim that up. I've gone quiet. I'm concentrating. I'm trimming. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on there. And then that just want to, can I tuck that under that little winger? Just a tiny little bit maybe. Oh yes, there we go. Love it. There we go. Nice. And I am going to round these corners. There we go. Look at that. That is such a stunning little journal card. And whoever did the idea of the little picket fence, thank you very much. I absolutely love it. Such a simplistic little embellishment, but it works so well, I think. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to go away, and I'm probably thinking, yay. I'm going to go away and I'm going to finish embellishing that other pocket, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I have done with it. So we started off with some postcards that would never get used and some scraps that potentially could have ended up in the bin. And what we have ended up with is we've ended up with these two little pockets. I did decide to cut that postcard down. I did feel it was a little bit too big, but now we've ended up with two very cute little pockets, embellished by the butterflies, and this was done using the weaving method, these two. So that's those two. They're very cute. I then went on to make this one, which is just collaged onto the front of the postcard, and I've embellished it with a cute little girl from steampunk, and just put a little bit of wording on there, which has been backed by a little bit of book. You saw me do this one, which is just a few little bits cut out to make up a little picket fence with a few little flower embellishments and the butterfly and word. And then the final one I did was this one, which is again, it's just the postcard. I've put some paper over the picture of the postcard, and this lattice bit behind, I don't know if you can see that, this lattice bit behind was just a die cut that I'd printed out for one of my other, or that I'd cut out for one of my other journals that I did, the Winter Wonderland journal, but I didn't get round to using it. I cut out too many and I didn't need this one. So I've utilised this on this and embellished it with a butterfly. I've also, don't know if you can see here, but I have also put on one of the little faux stamps that I made with a stamp on it, and a little bit of wording. And then I've also backed that lattice with some transparency, and it now acts as a little pocket, which you can just see things through that, which I always love. I always love when you can just get a little peek of something. I think is really interesting. And that now I've cut it in the shape of a bag effectively, and that now could either go onto a journal page like that, and stuck completely down and use that as a pocket. So you'd use that as a pocket, or you can glue 3 sides and use it as a top tuck as well, or you could just glue the 2 sides and use it as a complete full-on tuck. So lots of versatility with that one. So that is what I've done with the postcards and scraps. Let me know what you think. I'm really quite pleased with them, actually. I think they've come out really nicely. A few more little embellishments there to add to my stash, and I think I'm going to need to make another journal to start using some of these up. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you like it, and come back and see me again on Saturday. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you soon. Bye.